Alioramus.
Alioramus, a mid-sized tyrannosaur from the late Cretaceous, 72 to 66 million years ago, of Mongolia, is yet another dinosaur grounded in mystery due to scant remains. However, even though this is the case, many details about the animal can be extrapolated from the few remains that have been uncovered. A Soviet Mongolian expedition to the Gobi Desert of Mongolia in the early 1970s uncovered the remains of Alioramus. But it was not until 1976 that Soviet paleontologist Sergei Kurzanov identified the remains. Kurzanov found the animal to be a tyrannosaur and named it Alioramus remotus, which translates as removed other branch. Kurzanov named his find after the fact that the animal contained characteristics of no other animal of the family it belonged to. Kurzanov placed the animal in the general superfamily Tyrannosaurioidea. Alioramus remained a very partial species, with only fragmentary skull material having been found, until another, much more complete find was discovered in 2001 by Julia Clark on another expedition to Mongolia with the American Museum of Natural History and Mongolian Academy of Sciences. This new species was named Altai, in homage to the Altai Mountains in Mongolia in 2009. This new find consisted of a nearly complete skull, missing just a few minor bones, a complete neck, large segments of the back, sacrum, tail, and nearly complete pelvis, and most of the hind limbs. Although still rather fragmentary, the animal can now be rather accurately reconstructed with a proper body. What is known of Alioramus is scant, but what is known is rather interesting. Alioramus is known only from juvenile specimens, and as such, the adult size cannot be fully determined. However, the juvenile specimens uncovered suggest a length of approximately 15 to 19 feet. Juvenile Alioramus would have stood as tall as an adult human. The most distinguishing features of Alioramus is its skull. The animal had a very gracile skull, much more elongated than the majority of other known tyrannosaurs, minus Nanotyrannus. Not only this, but the skull sported a series of about 5 to 6 small hornlets that ran along the snout and jutted upwards about 1 to 2 inches. Due to the fact that the remains only represent juvenile specimens, scientists had hypothesized that Alioramus might be the juvenile of the larger tyrannosaur that it shared its environment with, Tarbosaurus. However, juvenile specimens identified to belong to the genus Tarbosaurus with differing characteristics to Alioramus suggest that the animal was a different species altogether. Slender features and legs like that of an ornithomimosaur suggests that Alioramus would have preyed upon smaller animals in comparison to the much larger and more robust Tarbosaurus. Speaking of phylogeny, Alioramus has been placed under its own subfamily, Alioramini, which lies inside the family Tyrannosauridae. Tyrannosauridae consists of the later tyrannosaurs that shared the characteristics of atrophied arms, large skulls, and slender legs. Alioramini's only other member is the recently discovered Tyrannosaurus. Alioramus is related to the other, more well-known tyrannosaurs like Albertosaurus, Daspletosaurus, Tarbosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus. The 2001 Alioramus finds found that, although the animal had a thin snout usually characteristic of more primitive forms, it was more related to the large, robust forms seen in close historical proximity to it, such as Tyrannosaurus. Mongolia, the region in which Alioramus called home, is home to a vast array of other animals that we know a lot about due to over 30 years of research and discovery in the region. Tarbosaurus, Dinochirus, Gallimimus, Therizinosaurus, Homalocephali, and Nemegtosaurus all shared the ecosystem with Alioramus.